So I have some bad news to share. My bees died again. You would classify it as a rookie thing, is how they would say. But I'm really super sad because I did all the things I needed to do. I had all my ducks in a row, if you want to say. And it was so nice when we it was back in October, and it was so nice. So when we winterized them, it was still so nice out. And I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't do it. I didn't close so the hole is open, like totally round. You close it to the screen so that mice don't get in, or the filter. So mad, so mad. When I went down there to check on them, our first really nice day, like it was 80 degrees. Yeah. And I thought, well, I'll be, we'll see what's what. And there were no bees. And I was super upset. And I'm like, what happened this year? You can't even imagine the mess they make. Like, I hate mice. Because they destroy everything. And that's just how I feel that they did to my hives. They totally destroyed my hives. So now I am waiting for, I basically have to clean them out and decide if I want to order more, but I don't even think I can order more because unless they have extras. So then all that's left is to try and put a swarm trap up or two. So bummed, you guys. So yeah, it's a bummer news for the year because you can't salvage any of the honey or anything, and I haven't looked in it, and I'm just terrified to actually go back and open it, but I know it's what I have to do soon here. So it's so depressing, but anyway, on the happy side of things, we are here for another episode of Tonya's Witchy Kitchen Life with Spice. And we are talking about 3 things. Dream big, be true to you, you are worth it. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen. Come join me. So today, I'll try and make sure I sit up really well. I got my picture. I got my pencil. I got my plant. We're all ready to go. Okay, so we're talking about fennel today. Have you ever tried fennel? It is a warming and drying herb. It is from the carrot family, and we use the seeds a lot of the times, although there is one where you get a bulb. So if you see fennel and it looks like an onion type thing, that's the bulb. A lot of spice stuff is the seed, okay? It has a slight licorice flavor, which I like, so. And we're not talking like the strawberry licorice, you guys. We're talking the actual black licorice. It is a digestive herb, great for nausea, belching, bloating. You feel like after you eat, that's not a good thing, and you can alleviate that. We talk about these things. Just my glasses. It's great for infants and children. Almost always relieves colic. Not 100% of the time, but a high percentage will help relieve colic in babies. You make a very weak tea, and you give them a teaspoonful, so 5 milliliters at the most. Very weak tea though, guys. Doesn't take much. Moms can actually take an extract or tea, and it makes the breast milk more easily digestible for the baby. I wish I would have known about this because my oldest son has milk allergies, milk intolerance, milk whatever. He couldn't drink milk as a baby. I'm not a big milk drinker, so it probably wasn't half the problem with all his allergies. But yeah, he had issues as a baby and growing up, and I just wish I would have known. I would have probably drank that. He only had a couple reactions over things I ate. And it wasn't, I mean, like, you know, it's those times where you're like, you know, the kid's breaking out head to toe and you're like, what the heck's going on? Probably something, you know, mama ate. Yes, and also improves milk production. We talked about this with the fenugreek. Add fennel and dill. You'll have a whole, what if that would work for cows or goats? Would it increase their milk production, or is that just humans? Infant colic is usually a reaction to an allergy in the mother's diet. So, you know, you have those people who say, oh, my child was colicky from every day from this time to this time. Yeah, look at your diet if you're nursing. It's a big one. Or they could be allergic to something in their, allergic to something in the formula. There's so many formulas out there. It's crazy. If you are pregnant, do not take large amounts of this. Large amounts of this. If you go to a restaurant and it's, you know, something is seasoned, you're fine. But don't take large amounts of it during pregnancy. Okay. There was a study that they used fennel, chamomile, and lemon balm, okay, and gave it to babies. 85% of the babies cried 2 hours less a day. Colic is considered 3 or more hours a day. Okay, I don't think I could have done it. Kudos to you who do. I don't think I could have done that. Yeah, so they cried 2 hours less. So they were crying about an hour a day instead of 3 plus. And I mean, some babies, it's 5-6 hours. It's so sad. It's just little happy babies that are so upset because they have tummy issues. It also helps with muscle tensions and pain. Specifically, also menstrual pain and fatigue from menstruation. So if you have a lot of menstrual pain, there's a lot of herbs that help with this. And, you know, kick the Midol out the door, you guys. And the ibuprofen and the Advil or whatever you take. But you should, I mean, give it a try and see if it helps. Fennel is very aromatic. It's a carminative, which we talked about. That's the digestive stuff. It's an antispasmodic, whatever. Antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, a demulcent, expectorant. It's just me. Cami McBride said, and this is a quote from her book, a partial quote, "It is the best herb for settling a nervous, upset stomach." Helps with coughs. If you have excessive mucousy cough, drink some tea. Improves vision, enhance mental clarity, and has a calming effect. Dang. Mental clarity. Yeah. Some of this, though, calming. The improved vision, I really want to try because, yeah. A couple other things I've seen that have the improved vision. So it's like, does it really help? Is it really going to improve my vision? You know, it could be just something we're missing in our diet, really. But that's really all the notes I have on fennel today. Seriously, it's a shorty. It's a shorty. The seeds, I'll put a picture of the seeds in here. We are going to do a couple things. What are we doing? We're doing, okay. So we're doing a root vegetable bake. You know, like you roast your vegetables. When I think of roasted vegetables, I think of the show Ratatouille. Have you seen that? Yes. So my aunt makes the best ratatouille I've never had any except hers, but hers is definitely delightful. But so not quite that, but okay, on that spectrum, we are going to do a vegetable bake with fennel. We are going to make chocolate chip cookies with fennel, and we are going to make fig and fennel soda bread. But I think I'm going to change that up and add a little bit of our our 10% fenugreek powder, just to see how that works, because that is what we are doing. If you want to make a tea, I forgot to mention this. If you want to make a tea, just take your fennel seeds, steep them for about 5 minutes with boiling water. Okay, boil the water, pour it over the seeds, steep 5 minutes. Delightful. We're not making a tea, but you can make your own. So, like I said, that's all I have for you today on that. That's a really short and sweet one. And so I will see you in the kitchen. Okay, we're going to start with the roast veggies and fennel seed. I have onions, garlic, carrots, sweet potatoes. Oh, okay. I'm like, there's more. What? Okay, so you want to start with about a quarter cup of olive oil or vegetable oil. Okay, whatever your choice is. And then I always put the seasonings in the pan with the oil. So instead of So it's about a half a teaspoon salt, quarter teaspoon pepper, and about a teaspoon of fennel seed is what I'm going to put on top. I think it needs a little more fennel. Okay, for this big of a batch, I would definitely use 2 teaspoons of fennel seed. Actually, I'm not sure if I didn't do that. But I'll show you. You can use frozen vegetables with this, and I will show you. You can use green beans, you can use cabbage, you can use potatoes, you can use, anything, okay? Anything you want. My kids love the roasted onions and garlic. They're not too keen on the carrot. They like carrots. They don't like sweet potatoes, which to me, it's the same dang thing. I don't understand the difference. But you could put chunks of squash or zucchini. No, I don't eat that, but these are frozen beets from our garden last fall. So I tried to, unthaw them a little bit, but they're not totally unthawed, but that's okay. Okay. And then, I guess I didn't even measure. So, and then fennel, and then I mixed it. So I put the frozen on last, as you saw, okay? And then this is just, you want to, 350-degree oven for 20 minutes at a pop. You want to cook it for about an hour, okay? About an hour. Stir every 20 minutes. This is the first one. You can tell, it wasn't, things weren't done. It was hot, but it wasn't done. I didn't cover it, okay? I didn't cover it. This is the second time. Definitely still hot. Less liquid from the beets. Still got the beautiful oil in there. Yeah, it was getting yummy. I think I stole something every time I put it back in the oven. And then what I forgot to do, because I was too busy doing other things, is take 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar or lemon juice and just drizzle it across the top. They were yummy. I got compliments from my kids. They were yummy. And now to the chocolate chip and fennel cookies. These were good. Okay, first of all, you're supposed to use candied fennel seeds, kind of like the candied sunflower seeds, candy coated. I wasn't going to buy those. We just did fennel. I powdered the fennel. Next time I'm going to leave it whole, okay? But you want to start with 1 stick of butter at room temperature, okay? And you need a mixer for this, so plan ahead. And then we're going to go to brown sugar. Oops, my bread's in there. That's how you keep it soft. 2 slightly packed half cups of brown sugar. So one cup packed brown sugar. And I don't pack like heavy pack. I don't pack heavy. Does that make sense? And then you need a half a cup of regular sugar. Okay? 1 cup brown sugar, half a cup of regular sugar. And we're going to beat the heck out of this for 5 minutes. I kid you not. 5 minutes. This is how you make them chewy, supposedly. And they were chewy, let me tell you. So 5 minutes, and then you bring it back, scrape the bowl down. Okay, I'll finish scraping that later. And then you're going to add a tablespoon of vanilla extract. And you're going to add 1 egg plus 1 egg yolk. And a half a teaspoon, there's my salt. Kosher salt is the recipe, but I'm using pink Himalayan salt. That is my go-to. So if you don't know how to separate eggs, so you need 1 full egg, okay? 1 full egg. And then just take another little bowl, right? You see my little bowl there? And use the shell and just slowly let the white kind of ooze out and hold on to your little... I mean, and if you watch on Facebook, there's thousands of ways to, you know, split an egg, but I just do it the easy way. And then we're going to put it back on the mixer, and we're going to mix for another 5 minutes. I kid you not, 5 minutes. So while it's mixing, I was, here's my fennel seed. I need a really good picture of that for this video. I need one for the intro, okay, so I did 2 teaspoons of fennel. If you have the rainbow candy coated fennel seeds, it's a half a cup of those, okay? Like I said, when I make these again, which I probably definitely will, I am going to add probably a good tablespoon of fennel. But you know what? I'm also probably going to add some cardamom. I just have a cardamom craving. Cardamom everything. I put it in my cereal. I put it... Kid you not, cold cereal, oatmeal, it's luscious. So they're not totally, you know, pulverized. They got some little chunks in there. So what we do is we add, baking soda, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and then the fennel seeds, and whatever other spices you want to add to it. And then we are adding, you're supposed to add dark chocolate. I don't have dark chocolate. I have semi-sweet. Somebody ate my dark chocolate. So, oh, and the flour. 2 cups of flour. Whatever flour you want. And I actually did 3 half cups, and then I mixed it. And then I'll add my other half. See? I always do that. I always short myself. I don't know why. It's not shorting myself because I know I have to add it, but it's kind of like sometimes it's easier to incorporate everything. You know what I'm saying? And so you just, I mean, you could take the mixer to this, but I didn't. Because, I mean, you just beat the heck for 10 minutes. You beat that, you know, and so it's putting air into it, kind of like a body butter, you know. So I didn't want to totally, you know, I don't know, would it flatten it out? I don't know. So, you know, incorporated that, and then I'm going to add my flour, and I'm going to add my chocolate chips. We do not buy milk chocolate chips. We only buy semi-sweet and dark. Yeah, it's a thing. Well, my son, milk chocolate chips make him sick, so... But the dark is better for you anyway. Go with the dark chocolate chips. Okay, and while I'm mixing this up, I will give you the details. You need it in a 350-degree oven. They made huge cookies. They put it on parchment paper and with a medium ice cream scoop. I didn't use one. I have the air bake cookie sheets. It worked fine. I baked them for 15 minutes at 350. They were awesome, chewy, yummy. Kid you not. These were awesome. And to the fig and fennel soda bread. Okay, so I'm changing this up a little bit, and you don't have to do it exactly like I did. So my figs were bought a year ago in preparation of this, and I never used them. And so it's 3/4 cup of sliced figs and a 1/4 cup dark rum. This is the only rum I have, and since they're so dry, I'm doubling the rum. So what you want to do is you want to put it on the stove on low heat and just heat it up, okay? Just heat the alcohol up and let them sit. Next, you're going to take a cup and a half of flour. Now, I told you I was going to add the fenugreek to this, and I probably added a little too much. I probably added a quarter of a cup. Maybe a tablespoon next time. It was a little fenugreeky. I don't think my kids liked it. Yeah, so that is what I did. So a cup and a half of flour with a little bit of fenugreek, and then a half a cup of oats, whatever oats you have. And then, so all our dry ingredients are going into the bowl, okay? So it's a half a teaspoon baking soda and a half a teaspoon salt and a half a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay? Are you following along? So those are the dry ingredients, okay? Oh, and the fennel. I'm sorry. A tablespoon of fennel seeds. Wow, I forgot the most important part. So for the buttermilk, I just use powdered buttermilk. And this is where I messed up a little bit. I only need a cup of buttermilk, but when you add the cup and the 2 tablespoons, I am adding to make buttermilk. Yeah, I ended up with a little more liquid somehow. So you mix that up really well, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil and 1 small egg. You can also add chopped walnuts to this. Okay, 3/4 of a cup. I'm just telling you this now because I'm not adding the walnuts, obviously. Okay, and then you want to mix this all together. Okay, whisk that really well, because we're just going to add it to the dry ingredients. And so make a well in the middle, and we're going to add that to the dry ingredients and just mix it till it is incorporated. However, mine was sticky, okay, and I just think I had too much buttermilk. So I did cheat and added about another, I think I ended up with another half a cup at the end. Okay, so just so you know, it's supposed to make a nice dough, and mine was sticky dough. It wasn't doughy dough, if you know what I mean. So there was that. But that's okay. That's cooking, right? This ain't a cheesecake. Okay, next, after they've been soaking for a while, you were supposed to chop them up originally, but they were so hard I couldn't chop them up. So then you just chop up 3/4 of a cup of the figs. Did I say dates? They're figs. Yeah. Are they dates? No, they're figs. I'm kidding. You just want to chop up 3/4 of a cup of the figs, and we're just going to slowly incorporate them. Mix them up in your dough so that they are totally incorporated. Mine were a little big, but that was okay. I'm not sure how small they wanted them. They just said chopped. Okay, and then I use she uses a cast iron skillet to put them in. So I have my cast iron skillet here, or put the dough in, and it's still really sticky. See, it is what it is. But, so just stick it in your cast iron skillet, and found out mine needs to be seasoned because the last few times my husband used it, he didn't season it. So I will be seasoning that after I do this. And you can put an X across the top, and then you bake it for 350 degrees in a preheated oven for 40 to 50 minutes. It'll come out golden brown, and you can toothpick test it, and it should come out clean. Next time, I'm leaving the fenugreek out. My middle son loved the dates. That was his favorite part. So there you have it. Tonya's Witchy Kitchen, Life with Spice. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.